All right, listen to Dr. Simpson here. He never once talks about safety. He only talks about efficacy.
Vaccine people often say that these vaccines weren't tested against randomized controlled trials or control group. And that's false. All childhood vaccines that are out on the market today have been tested either against randomized controlled trials, placebo-controlled trials, or controlled groups. So what does that mean? If you have a vaccine that is effective and you're bringing on a new vaccine, then you compare the two vaccines. Meaning you don't take the brand new vaccine and compare it against saline. Why? Because you have one vaccine that works and you want to see if the next vaccine works better. And that's where the anti-vaxxers kind of get you. They say, well, that wasn't a placebo control. It is unethical to do placebo control in any medicine or any vaccine when you have a medicine or a vaccine that works.
So he's saying if you have a new vaccine, then you compare it with the old vaccine. But this new vaccine is a totally new drug, and they're not testing for safety by using a true placebo, such as saline. Now, you can have 3 old medications or vaccines, combine them into one shot. They still apply the same principles. It's unethical to test the new medication that has all 3 combined. So this is the part that has been silent for many years. People don't talk about this. It's nuts that he's saying this on social media. He's saying we don't test for safety. We only test for efficacy. It blows my mind that he's actually saying it, because this is where you keep your patients ignorant and you threaten them and you say, hey, get these shots because your kids are going to get sick if you don't. You're going to be a bad parent if you don't get these shots. They use fear and ignorance to get parents and the law mandates to get these shots in.
So you will compare it against the vaccine. Bottom line, when you hear these anti-vaccine types say they haven't been tested, not only have they been tested, and the efficacy has been tested according to major medical groups, but they also have continuous long-term testing going on. So if there's an issue with the vaccine, they can come back and take a look at it. So once again, the anti-vaccine people want to scare parents into saying this hasn't been tested.
Who wants to scare the parents? And this whole thing about monitoring long-term, that's not going very well because epidemiological studies do not give us good truth and good quantity of truth. I've had a dozen kids in my practice over the years who were profoundly autistic within the day of getting a vaccine. A dozen. Now, I've talked to medical doctors and I've seen them online saying, oh, this doesn't happen. No, if it doesn't happen because the parent doesn't take their kid back to see you, or they take the kid back to see you and you ignore it and you say it's normal, or you say it's working or some BS like that. So we should all be very happy. Dr. Simpson, any medical doctor, any parent, any scientist should be very happy that RFK Jr. is bringing science back into this industry. You're testing these medications with a true placebo. If you don't use a true placebo, you're manipulating science. You can't call it science. It's no longer science. And finally, we're getting science back into this industry.